to the Mayan calendar. And, of course, a lot of people think it's just the Mayans. But actually, you can go back and you can find that many cultures have prophecies concerning the last days of the great cycle, the great procession of the constellations. And these include the Mayans, the Hopis, the Egyptians, the Kabbalists, Essenes, the Aro elders of Peru, Navajos, Cherokees, Apaches, the Iroquois, the Dogon tribe in Africa, and even the Aborigines in Australia. And when they all pinpoint 2012, then you have to start thinking maybe something out of the ordinary is going to happen in 2012. And then I was really astounded to find out that astronomically, in December of 2012, our sun, our solar system, is coming in to a direct alignment with the center of our Milky Way galaxy. And that certainly hadn't happened before.
Isn't that interesting timing, Jim? Huh?
Isn't that interesting timing? And not only that, but they are getting what appears to be radio signals, electromagnetic signals, coming out of the center of the galaxy that are on repeatable and regular intervals to the point to where even National Geographic raised the question about, could this be coming from an intelligent source? So I, for one, do not believe that the world's going to end in 2012, like, it's going to blow up or asteroid's going to hit us or a sunspot's going to just fry the whole planet. I don't get concerned about that anyway, because if that does happen, what can we do about it, right?
Exactly. Next up.
So I think we're all going to still be here, frankly, but I will say this. You can write this down, and I'll stand by it. In spring of 2013, George, you and I can talk, and we will probably agree that we are not living in the same world that we were living in 2008. Just like right now, you and I can agree we're not living in the same world we were living in 2000.
You're so right. And I don't know what 2013 will be like, Jim, but I'm going to make my darndest effort to make sure it's a good planet for all of us.
Well, my motto is hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Next up, let's go to you, Sean, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hi, Sean.
Hey, guys. I've got a two-part question for you.
Sure.
I was wondering if the government's push for digital television is to free up radio wave space for their push on the RFID chips.
I think that's a very, very good, intuitive insight. Again, we have government interfering in private industry. First, they tell all the broadcasters that starting next year, they have to broadcast in digital form, okay? And then I think what happened is that somewhere way up there in the New World Order, somebody said, well, now, wait a minute, if we all go to digital TV, there's a whole lot of poor folks that won't be able to afford to go out and buy a new digital TV. So what do we see now? The government is offering for $40 a converter box so you can convert your TV over. In fact, you can get a coupon for this $40. Both the husband and wife can go apply for one, and so you can actually get $80 worth to get you a digital converter. Now, why do they want that? And I submit to you because somewhere they decided, whoa, what if people quit watching television? They're going to quit being brainwashed. They're going to start thinking about what's happening in their country. They're going to start thinking about what's happening to their economy. You know, if they can't watch the football game on Sunday afternoon, they might actually start thinking about what's really happening to them. We can't have that, so we got to give them all a converter box so they'll all keep staying glued to the TV.
Exactly. And the second part of my question was, I've heard talks about all this money that's gone missing and everything, and the government won't disclose what they've used it for. I was wondering if that had to do with anything to fund the secret prisons that are popping up across the country.
Oh, they use that money for any number of things. I'll tell you that one of the most far out ideas, and I'm not writing this off. I'm not saying it's happening because I can't prove it, but I can't discard it either. Is that they've used some of these millions and millions and trillions of dollars that they can't account for to build off-world bases. So they think that if things get too tough, they'll just bail and they'll go somewhere else. For example, on September the 10th. 2000, just the day before the attacks of 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld publicly stated that the Pentagon could not account for $2.3 trillion, that's with a T, trillion dollars. Couldn't account for it. Gee, I had it when I came in. You know, it's amazing.
Poof, it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is, and again, we're back to the other caller's question about what do we do about this? We've got to have transparency in government. We've got to be able to audit the Fed. We've got to find out what they're doing with this money. Who knows? You know, maybe they're trying to create a black hole somewhere and suck us all in. We all die. You know, we need to know some of these things so that we can have more public input as to some of the things that they're doing that eventually affect us all.
Let's go to your state of Texas. Tammy, you're on with us. Hi, Tammy.
Hello. Hi, George. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
And hello, Jim. I'm happy Thanksgiving if I forget to say it at the end.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Tammy.
Thank you. I just happened to get up and I couldn't sleep and I turned on the radio. I tried to call in the other night about Jack Ruby. I'm in my late 40s, but I have a friend, a couple, and we were sitting around about 8 years ago talking, and he said that when he was a young, I guess, teenager, he become friends. He was roomed with Jack Ruby somewhere. I want to say Waco, but I'm not sure if it was Waco. And he said that him and Jack would hang out in the pool halls and everything. And one day Jack came to him and said that he was going to join, I guess, the mafia or the mob, organized crime. And he tried to get my friend, I'll call him John, tried to get him to join with him, but he wouldn't. He said instead he joined the military, and he said he never seen him again after that until he heard what happened when he shot Oswald. But what I'm thinking is, because I asked my friend, I said, why don't you write a book or why don't you tell somebody? And this man is in his late 60s or maybe, I don't know for sure. He looked at me, he gave me a strange look like he was scared, you know, so I didn't say no more about it. And I forgot it over the years, and I thought more and more about it when I'd hear, you know, talk of the assassination and everything. So I just thought, well, you know, I do know from him saying it that I believe my friend that he was in the organized crime, Jack Ruby.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that.
There's no doubt about that. In fact, but let me point out that that's another tidbit of information that was denied by the government all the way through the Warren Commission and for several years after that. They denied that Jack Ruby had any connection to organized crime. And now there are several books out there documented his ties, and actually, I'm not sure what he was telling your friend about. He probably was talking about hooking up with some outfit here in Texas. There was a gambling syndicate, but he was tied up with organized crime all the way back to the days of Al Capone in Chicago.
Jim Mars, thank you so much. The name of the book, Above Top